Hopefully you've been able to successfully view your new iBook on your iPad. Now, at this point, you're probably thinking, this is not much more than a fancy Word document. And actually, that's all it is so far. Now we're going to start to add some of the interactive elements, and they come through the widgets. If we click on our little widget symbol up on the top of the screen, you can see the 9 types of widgets we have, and we're going to go through these one at a time. So the first thing we're going to add is a gallery. Just click on that and a window pops up and our inspector pops up as well. I'll leave the inspector over there because it's useful now. And I'm going to drag this into the top right hand corner of my first page on Columbus. Now, this is the space my gallery takes up. I can have a heading, I can have captions, I will have images. I'll just go back to my layout in my inspector. I'm going to take off my title because I know it's about Columbus. Because I take off the title, it shrinks a little bit, so I'll just drag it back up to the top. There we go. And I am going to have captions, and I'm going to have a different caption for each image. I am going to have a background. That's just this light greyish colour around the background. 20 is a bit big though. 10 is a bit nicer. That seems to work. I'm not really going to need my inspector anymore, so I'll tell it to go away. I can always bring my inspector back by clicking there. Now I'm going to add my images. In my list of resources, number 13 was a gallery. And in gallery there are 7 images. So if you can click the first one and then shift click the last one to select them all, and then just drag them onto the gallery window. I now have 7 images. I can use my arrows to click through them. They don't wrap around, so it's only a one-way trip. I'm going to come back. Now, this doesn't make much sense, so I need to add some better captions. Now, also in the gallery, the last file I put there was gallery options, gallery captions, which is a little RTF file. I'm simply going to copy my first one and paste it. Second one, copy it and paste it. So it doesn't take long, does it? It's pretty quick to be doing this if you have your captions organised. Now this is going to create a nice interactive slideshow. It only needs to sit in part of a column, because when this is exported to the iPad, just pressing on the gallery enables it to display full screen. So students will have a nice large screen viewing of the images. Strangely enough, when it does go full screen, the text is quite tiny. The text is actually more readable here. Right, and I can jump between these just by clicking on the little circles, but that's a little bit tricky to do. So now as I move through, I have this nice little slideshow about Christopher Columbus. One more option I can sit here is if I open my inspector up again. On interaction, if I click show thumbnails, then the arrows disappear and all those images appear as thumbnails, which makes it fairly easy to jump around between them. But I've created this as something which I would like to be read in order so that students can progress through it and add as things evolve. Well, go ahead, make your first interactive element, and we'll come back shortly.